This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com.
Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is April 9th, 2021, and this is show number 241. Well, Nick, what is going on with the markets? It's a quiet Friday again. It's almost like it's a summer trading day.
It does feel like a summer trading day. It's almost like we're in the middle of the summer doldrums, but I think that's about to change pretty quickly because next week we're going to start earnings season. We have JP Morgan and a lot of the other leading financial stocks set to report earnings on April 14th. So this week, or next week, I should say, we're going to get a lot of financial companies reporting their earnings. And we'll see if that starts to pick up some action in this market, but it's very, very quiet today overall. And we're looking at another slightly positive to flat type trading day. So really not a whole lot going on in the major indexes.
Well, you've made abundantly clear in the past that slow trading days favor the upside in this market. I guess the PPT can just hop in there at a moment's notice, dump a couple million options trades, and all of a sudden the thing comes to life, like lights up like a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, we've come to learn that every Friday is an up Friday. We rarely are down. I suppose if we are down, it won't be down much. But, so far every Friday in 2021 has been a big up day. And, the most notable of the up days on Friday really occurred on March 26th. We had that huge pop on March 26th, late in the session, and then come to find out, we hear about that Archegos Capital institution where the hedge fund blew up over the weekend. So no doubt in my mind they propped that market up that day because they knew that news was set to hit over the weekend.
Yeah, well, they managed the news flow and they managed the expectations and they managed the market, Nick.
It really is true. And what's going to take now is, high volume reversal day probably is what is needed for these markets to have some kind of a reversal. But, and I'm expecting that. I think that's going to happen shortly. But right now, as we speak, markets are floating higher. And again, volume trends are very, very light. Use the volume to your advantage. When you see light volume, look for upside. If volume is heavy, be careful because there could be some serious downside reversals.
No doubt. We've seen it. So the volume is the key indicator here, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when you go into these markets that are just floating higher. You definitely want to watch the volume trends. You could follow the spiders. Anything under, 95, 90 million is really light. Anything over 100 million is considered very heavy. And generally, that's going to be the signal when you're up here like this. If you get a reversal day with over 100 million shares, that's a good signal that these markets are top heavy and they're going into correction mode.
Yeah, so be ready and get your seatbelt, buckle your seatbelt, because it could happen. Gold and silver off a little bit today, huh?
Yeah, but they were down a lot more today. If you look at gold futures, we started the day down around 1735. If you look at gold futures at the moment, we're at 1746. So it was a good snapback. In fact, gold miners were sharply negative earlier. They were down trading around the 34 level. Now they're back to $34.72. So they're basically flat today. So not bad action. I'd like to see some consolidation go on in gold, and then we'll look for more upside. I think we have a lot more upside to go.
Okay, so what about silver? It's kind of been following gold's lead for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it has. It's been really coattailing gold pretty nicely. Silver miners, too, have been getting a nice pop as well. But today we have silver futures up 28 cents, down 28 cents. That's a decline of roughly 1%, trading at around 25.30. I don't think there's anything terrible for silver. I actually like what it's doing right here, stalling out, basically right around its daily chart, 20 and 100 period moving averages. You put a little sideways action in, I think they can go a lot higher. So we're going to keep the silver chart up. but I think that's headed towards $27.50.
All right. Well, that's interesting that we see these patterns forming, and we're going to be watching them with you to see where they wind up. But in any event, go over to inthemoneystocks.com. Check out Nick's trading record and a lot of other info there. Follow the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, and at Kerry Lutz. And please send us your emails to my personal email address, kl@kerrylutz.com. Nick, we will check in with you on Monday.
Have a great weekend, Kerry.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.